feel, cause I know that it's something real. Gonna say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real. Hey, hey. Gonna say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real.
Oh, you caught me. Hi, everybody. Caught me drinking my hot chocolate and Bailey's. Yeah, I was trying to watch the Massey Boys and Nate and Brian all at the same time that I was watching the opening ceremonies. And Tish. I had my phone, my iPad, and the TV on. Yeah, it was great. Huh, weird hot chocolate today. Didn't quite mix up right. Ugh. Oh well, the Bailey's in it is good. Hi everybody. So let's get some, I hope you saw my message. If you did, if you have a sketch pad or something that you keep handy and a pencil and a ruler's optional, but we're going to do something before we get into the story first and have you see, and then we'll go from there. Woohoo! Yes! Hi, Gloria. And Janice, I saw I was at 90 subs. I'm almost to 100. Maybe you've gotten more today. I haven't. It's been a day. Hey, hang. Woohoo! Janice is here. Yeah, it's good to see you. Deirdre's here. Yay! Deirdre Miller's D-Art. Yay. And let's see. That was great. Yay. You like a little Friday thing? The bunnies. I had looking for that. I was glad to see that. And then the opening. Yeah, that goes with the whole thing. Janice and Gloria and Dee. Yay. You're finishing your tea. Good for you. Good day. You got your studio a little clearer? Okay. Good for you. Somebody needed to have a good, productive day. I had one of those days that, yeah, let me just finish saying hi to everybody here. Janice and Deirdre, you guys are all checking in with each other. That's good. Yeah, Angie's here. Yay, ooh la la. Like I said, if you have it handy, grab a piece of drawing paper, a sketch pad, and a pencil and a ruler. Ruler's optional. I'll let you go on that one. And Julie E. Hi, Julie. Oh my gosh. You guys, Julie, did you? Julie, I was watching your, with the, you know what I mean. The Slinky on Artist Haven. That was so cool. Oh gosh, that was a pretty piece you did. Very pretty. Yes. Hello, ladies. Hello. I love that. So all checking in with each other. That's good to see everybody. And dancing, yes. Janice. Bunnies. I love that little Friday thing. I almost pulled it out the other day and then realized it wasn't Friday. Bambi, yes. Oh, that was good. It's hot. It's this peppermint hot chocolate that I had from my that I had in my diet program, and I had it left over. And the directions say to mix it with cold water before you heat it up, and then heat it. Did I read the directions carefully? No. I mixed it with hot water, and it doesn't mix as well, which is very strange to me. Kind of glumpy, but like I said, Bailey's makes everything better. Oh yeah, Nate's hippie heart was amazing. That was so good. That was so good. I love that. And you're right, he needs to have a t-shirt made out of that. Love that one. Yeah, Deidre's here. And everybody, oh, it's good to have you guys here. It is good to have you. Angie had a bunny named Hops. Never really had bunnies for pets. That would have been over the top for my dad. Nope. Bunnies, you know, things that would eat the roots and stuff of trees. Yeah. Julie's flip cup. Oh, that was so pretty. Oh, hi, Joanne. How are you? Hey, I saw you got called out, Joanne. You asked Nate. Was it Nate? If you could do that, the heart thing, and he said, yeah, but you had to show it to him. I saw that. Oh, you, Julie, she named her bunny after a boy she had a crush on. That's, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yep. It was really good. The Friday night flip cup was nice. Of course, I'm so bad. I have my phone right here, and then I have my iPad, and the TV's in front of me, and I've got headphones, and I'm going, like, listening here, and then I'm looking at this one, and then I'm watching that. Winter Olympics are a big thing for me. I love watching Winter Olympics. We always watched them as kids. My dad was one of the founders of a ski area when he and his buddies all came back from World War II. They decided that there were some things they had to do to make additional money, and besides just being straight farmers and little things, and that they did. But they also knew that being farmers, apple orchardists, they couldn't go very far from home at times. But they wanted to be able to play. So they got together and formed White Pass Ski Area, which was literally 40 minutes from my home, and I grew up skiing there. Its claim to fame, if you are anywhere near of a history buff on the Winter Olympics, Phil and Steve Mayer, the Mayer twins, the 1980 and 84 gold and silver medalists in slalom and giant slalom. I grew up skiing with them. We raced Mighty Mites together when we were 5-6 years old. They grew up there. They grew up on the mountain. So their dad was the general manager for the ski area. So they lived there. There were 8 kids. They worked there. Yeah. So Winter Olympics skiing is a big deal for us. I was watching the downhill trials yesterday, or the warm-up where they are doing this. Downhill racing was one of the things I loved to do. Yes, I was a downhill racer, kind of crazy girl in my days. It's probably one of the reasons I have had 11 concussions. But the other thing is that our family always watched the ice dancing, because my parents met at an outdoor ice skating rink. And they would, through the years, I can remember as a child, they would take us to the skating rink, and I would watch my parents ice dance together. And it was just a really lovely memory. And so it's always kind of a fun thing. Yep. Oh no, you got your aromatherapy recipes. Oh, I hate that one. I miss everything. Today, my deal was the hardest thing today. I'm on the board of a Arts Alliance, Two Waters Arts Alliance out here, and I'm kind of supposed to be doing some of the postings and stuff, and we're having a juried art show for the members, and they needed a post to go out. The gal who's organizing it had put it together. Could I just put out a simple post? No, I couldn't just post it in anything. I had to design it in Canva and do all this crazy stuff that I let my monkey mind go at. And then I didn't have access to it on Facebook. I had to, it was just one of those things. But it finally got done. But all of the rest of my list is still hanging over my head. But I said, oh, well, I got done what I meant to get done. And it is what it is. It's not right, wrong, good, or bad. It just is. And I'm going to go with it. But I have other things to say. Oh, cool. Okay. She made a short commercial. One of the things, Angie, when I talk to you, you guys have to tell me how you make those just single posts on YouTube that are not connected to a video or anything. They're just like a post that show up, and I don't know how to do that. I want to know. So when I talk to you, Angie, you can tell me. Oh, no. It's so wild. I'm reading all these things. Your Bunny Hops was just named after beer. Oh my gosh. So that's my daughter's dogs have been, let's see. Well, she has Stella. They had Maverick. They had Guinness. Can you see the theme? They're all names of different kinds of beers. Yeah. So my son-in-law names his dogs after beer. Pretty funny. Love the Winter Olympics. Yeah, they're fun. Oh, the Olympic ski jumping in Devon, Alberta. I know you guys had amazing up there. That was, oh my gosh. My grandfather was grew up in Norway, and he jumped at the famous Holmenkollen, or whatever it's called, the famous ski jump that it was. And we used to have his ski jump, his jumping skis. I always, yeah, I have not been on skis in a long time. It's frustrating to me that I don't. My father skied until he was 89, until he couldn't drive up to the mountain himself. He didn't feel safe anymore driving up there. And it was just, but yeah, his very first pair of skis were a pair of skis that his grandfather built for him, made for him out of barrel staves. So you take a wooden barrel and you cut it apart. And so his grandfather made him skis out of the barrel staves. So that's kind of thing. So yeah, I broke my tailbone skiing once. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Yep. Yeah, sledding or tubing. Nope, sledding or tubing, I would probably ski before I'd sled or tube before that. I've hit too many trees. Yeah. Nope. Is there a community tab? Okay. Julie's talking about something. I'm not sure. Yep, the community tab. Ooh. Okay, I haven't investigated that. Stella. All right. Dogs and beer. Man's best friend. Yeah. Olympians. Ski jumping somewhere on the team, engineering the jumps in the hills. Yes. Yeah. That's it was ski racing was a big deal at White Pass, and a lot of them. Oh, you don't get the community tab till you reach 700 subs. Well, I got a ways to go because I'm almost to 100. So says I think Janice said I'm almost there. I don't have my phone down here because I left it upstairs. Okay. Now, are you guys ready for some directions? Try to do this. If you have a sketchbook, a ruler, and a piece of pencil, I'm going to give some directions. And I want you to follow them however you're led to follow them. They're pretty simple. So, let's see. This is going to sound terrible. This is an art project I used to do with my first graders. I did this. It was a skills project for not only using the rulers, but for following directions, but for also their understanding of different elements of art. So you can take a pencil or a pen. How brave you are and how you want to interpret it. I'll grab a pen because that's all I have. Ooh, yes. All right. So the first direction is to draw a straight line. Okay. Draw a straight line. All right. Next direction. People. Oh, she's ready. Yay. I'm still. Janice is ready. Gold star for Janice. Yay. Let's give her a little. I just learned how to do that. Woohoo! You guys are. It's terrible. You're gonna regret that. Okay. Draw a diagonal line that touches two sides of your paper. Maybe I'll do it times up. Oh gosh. I probably put too much Bailey's in my coffee, my cocoa. Okay, draw a spiral. Julie, I love it. She's got those checked off. Bing. Draw a crooked line that touches one side of your paper. Okay. Bing. Draw a zigzag that touches three sides of your paper. Draw a zigzag that touches three sides of your paper. I hit a different one. Draw a broken line. And last but not least, draw a curved line that touches two sides of your paper. Got it? All right. Now, I'd love it if you would take a picture of it with your phone as it is there. And then I would love it, after you took the picture, if you would choose just primary colors, or, yeah. And so red, blue, and yellow. And color in seven spaces. Whichever 7 you want. You can use the colors how many times you want, but use each color at least once. And that's the only thing. 7 spaces, each color at least once, and just 7 spaces. All right. After you do that, if you have them, when you get done later on, it doesn't have to be right now, if you want to, take a picture of that. And if you can send them to me, the pictures to me at imagesbygretchen@icloud.com. I'm going to put them together for tomorrow night to show what we have. Cool. And that way, I'm going to save the discussion about this artist for tomorrow night, because it relates. It was in the opening. If you know anything about this artist, that was in part of the opening. But we'll do more of that tomorrow night, because he's pretty fascinating, and I'd like to have some more of his stuff. But this is kind of some basic kind of things. And I want to see what you guys come up with when we all had the same directions, to see how we interpreted them, what our perspectives were on those instructions, what our interpretation was of it, and then the next part, I had to rewind. Oh, I gotta get, where's something, yay. Let's see, what do I got here? There we go. Rewind. Yay. Oh my gosh. So anyway, if you could do that, so the idea is to the 3 primary colors, blue, red, and yellow. All right. And use each of those at least once. After that, you can, however many times you want to use each one again, to get so that you've covered up. Did I say 5 or 7 spaces? 7? I think I said 7. Didn't I? Oh, somebody's reading ahead. Yes, this is a Mondrian. Piet Mondrian is just one of the most fascinating characters of art, a Dutch painter, one of the most, 7, okay, I said 7, thank you, Janice, of the 20th century, just amazing things, and the type of primary color work that he did is he's most famous for, but he has a lot of other things too. Anyway, it's always a lot of fun to do this. I would do this, the first time I did this art lesson, hold on to your seats, ladies. The first time I did this was with a classroom of first graders. It was the largest classroom of first graders that I'd ever had. Not only was physically the classroom the largest classroom I ever had, which was amazing. It was this huge room in an old building that had a completely tile floor and floor to ceiling windows all along the west side, which made it really hot sometimes. But the room was so big that I could actually put the kids' desks in a circle with my own desk in the center. Not easy to do when you're putting 29 desks of 6-year-olds in a circle. 29 6-year-olds. No aid. Nobody else. Just me. First grade teacher. And I did this art project with them, and it was phenomenal. It was so cool. It was big, and it was to help them learn to use rulers, and we did stuff, and oh my gosh, and they got to use markers to draw with, and they were like, what? We gotta use markers? And yeah, and it was the coolest thing. It was a very fun activity. Very fun. Yeah, that was a year. That was the year that my teacher's book, so if you've ever seen a teacher's grade book, has really tiny, skinny lines, and it has about 45 lines on it. It's like a ledger book. That was the year that I had such a turnover in the classroom of like a revolving door that I ran out of space and had to go to a second page because I'd have a kid leave and then somebody else would come in and I'd have to put a new name and then I'd have another one leave. I got up, I'd be at 27, then I'd be at 29, and then I'd be at 28. And then after Christmas, I was up to 30, and then all of a sudden I was back down to 29. Oh my gosh. It was the revolving door of a classroom. And, but we had a good time. They were some pretty amazing kids. It was such a hard time of following directions. And that's why I didn't give you any qualifiers on the directions. The only directions that had qualifiers really were some of them that said to touch 2 sides of the paper. Now, I didn't add it because sometimes you can say at least 2 sides, but I made it a little easier on you and said 2 sides or 3 sides or this and that. But it's that interpretation of everything. So, I closed my book up. See, I'll show you. Hold it. You guys, you can see? See, because I'll give you just a sneak. I have mine open. Oh, come on. Give you a little. See, I did it. Just give you a sneak peek. Beep. There. I'm a tease. Yep, tease. All right, I'm getting ready for the story, but before the story, it has my address on it. That was silly. I got my prize from that I won the other night. Where's my scissors? Oh, so I was on Spontaneous Creations with Brian when he was in that in the toy train that they did. Angie was on her, and I won, and I thought I would open it. Oops, I'm showing off the book too. Here we go. Look at what I got, you guys. I have no idea how to use these things. I'm so excited though. I'm gonna have so much fun with these. I think I could do it here in front of my computer without making a mess. No. All right. 1, 2. Look at those. Oh, green on green. It's not the best thing for you guys to see, but here. I'll put my sketchbook. There you go. Look at them. I have no idea what they're called. I think one of them's like the UFO, the flower. Where does the paint go on? Oh, it goes over the edge. See, you could do them. This one looks like you could spin it like a top. Look at that. You can spin it like a top. That would be fun. Put paint in it and spin it like a top. Am I going to make a mess? Am I going to make a mess? See, that one goes both ways. This one you could drop it over like that. I'm so excited. I will just have fun with them, Gloria. You bet I will. So that came in the mail today, and I waited to open it to be with you guys. All right. Sketchbook away. Time for the story. Line and Scribble. But first, you have to see something about this artist. This is really interesting. I saw this so the author's name is Debora Vogrig, and she didn't have her own website. She works with this Debbie Bebo agency, which actually works with small for children's books only, and kind of an interesting agency to look into about for those of you who are interested in doing books yourself. She didn't tell a lot, but about this author, I thought it was interesting that she was born in Udine, Italy, where she lives with her family. She's the author of a collection of poems, Corriente Multipla, from 2017. I do not know if that's a correct Italian. Her first publication was a visual poem of mail art, then included in the anthology Figure de Scritture, Campionato 1987, a postcard poem. She made it with Pia Valentinis, who is the illustrator of the book that we're reading today. And she made that postcard when they were 16 years old, sitting on the roof of her house. So the postcard has traveled until Line and Scribble, which was done in 2020. That's this book that I'm going to read tonight. And I thought it was interesting that the author and illustrator have been friends since they're at least since their teens. I thought that's fascinating. Now, I went to the website for Pia Valentinis. She also is represented by that agency that the author is, but she had her own website in Italian. Now, I'm good, but I'm not quite that good in the translations, so it was kind of interesting. Bob actually knows more Italian because when Bryn played soccer in Italy, he actually learned enough Italian to go over there and do that. He's one of those kind of people who can do that, like my mom. But her books, Libro Illustrie, which means those are the books she illustrated, I was looking at them, and they had some real interesting kind of aspects to it of her drawings. Another one, the next one was Black and White, which is a book I think I have to get. Oh my! And that's by this same author illustrator combo. Line and Scribble, which I'm going to do tonight. Sappho. I'm not sure what the. Io sono la meglio. Who speaks Italian? Somebody probably does. Una storia di Sappho, whoever that was. Beatrice Massini. Huh. So all of this is in Italian, which I cannot read. But her artwork is just amazing. I was trying to find biography. Let's see if this is, well, no. Oh, nope, that's where she's been written up in different things. Her biography, which I can't read, is in Italian. But that's what she looks like. Waiting rooms. So her work is pretty cool. So it's a cool website to go see and just kind of cruise through and see what she's done. Now, okay, she's done some nonfiction books. I read that. Here's one about Emily Dickinson. Yes, she's done a whole series of nonfiction books. One on on Tolstoy, Simone Weil, Antonia Pozzi, Edgar Allan Poe, miscellaneous stuff down here. Paper dolls. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Old-time paper dolls. Marcel Proust. Ah, very cool. So just really interesting artist. Just a really interesting artist to go take a look at her website and see kind of what she does. After you've read Line and Scribble, or I've read it to you, I think you'll really kind of see how her mind works and the way they put things together. This is a really delightful little story. Yeah. Who played with the McCall's paper dolls at the back of the McCall's magazine? I loved it. I would wait for that magazine to come in the mail with my mom and to get the paper dolls in the back of the McCall's magazine. Oh my goodness. So this is the book, Line and Scribble. Let me get the picture just right. Oops, for you guys. My ruler. See, I have a nice big ruler. I have to. Always have had big ruler. That's not the biggest one. Bigger one. Great big one over here. It hangs right there because I call them my measuring thingies, and I have a tape measure that's measuring thingy, and I'm always losing things like that. But so I have them all over the place. It's just kind of what I do. But the book today, Line and Scribble by Debora Vogrig and illustrated by Pia Valentinis, is this really interesting and tender way of talking about how we come at things from different perspectives, but how that different perspective enhances our lives and makes us more and brings more wonderful things and friendship and all kinds of stuff that these two, who are very different, can celebrate. So let's check out here. Paper dolls, as well as to draw them. Love to draw paper dolls. I know. I think that paper dolls have become almost a lost art. They had a little bit of a resurgence at time. Jan Brett did some, that the books that we read earlier, but I think that they were such a wonderful way for us to learn to cut and our fine motor skills and then that imagination. Yeah, I love the fact my youngest daughter, they're very restrictive with the amount of screen time that their kids have. Therefore, Rook is painting before breakfast and cutting all the time. Mama, can I cut? Mama, can I cut? And Lachlan is that way. My grandson that comes too, they know where to come into the grandkids' room and where the scissors are, and can he have paper. In fact, I have on the side of the desk over that way, just on the side. A couple times ago he was here, he just wanted a piece of paper and he cut out an elephant for me, and it's there. Of course, his older sister did one of those big elaborate cut snowflakes, and it's hanging from the ceiling of the grandkids' room. It's giant, three-dimensional thing that she did. So Lachlan is 4 years younger than her, so he's like, so he has the elephant here, and he did some other things, cut things for me. He made a rocket ship and all this kind of stuff. So that cutting is just such an important part. It's drawing straight lines and and writing letters in straight order is not natural to little kids. I've always thought that we should help them learn cursive first, because if you hand a baby or a toddler a crayon, the first thing they're going to do is not draw straight lines necessarily. They're going to move it in circles. And that kind of action is what they're used to. It's very difficult for them to stop that and start to make straight lines that are required in handwriting. Of course, that's me. The whole going against the grain type of teacher that I was. Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay. Anyway, line and scribble. Let's get cruising. Line and scribble could not be more different. Line goes straight when scribble wanders. Line digs a tunnel as scribble rides a roller coaster. Line draws with a ruler and scribble, well, doesn't. This is line. And this is scribble. Line goes straight on her way. By plane or by train. Scribble wanders. Is one of these guys resonating with you guys? When line digs a tunnel, scribble takes a ride on a roller coaster. And if line draws with a ruler, scribble scribbles, zigzags, devices, dwells, and dreams. Line says, "Hey, scribble, look at how straight my fur is." And scribble replies, "Hey, line, look at how fluffy mine is." So line elegantly combs her hair straight. And scribble curls hers with style. There's that picture from their postcard. Then line connects the stars in the sky, and scribble shakes the leaves. If line tightens the electrical wires, scribble bursts into fireworks. So line walks a tightrope. Then yells, "Look at that shot, scribble!" And scribble responds, "Watch me dance!" And scribble twists and twirls and spins and dances and jiggles and bounces. Line asks, "Do you want a breadstick?" And scribble replies, "No, I want cotton candy." Line asks, "Can you drink with a straw?" And scribble replies, "No, but I can make bubbles." So line makes rain. And Scribble makes lightning. And Line makes a downpour. So Scribble makes whirlpools and whirlwinds. And Line makes the great flood. And Scribble makes tornadoes, gales, cyclones, and hurricanes. What a storm! Thin Line wipes everything clean and says, "Hey, Scribble, look at how straight the horizon line is." And Scribble replies, "Well, almost straight." And that's the story of Line and Scribble. Two very different, who work together and create completely different things, but who feed off of each other in a pretty beautiful way. Yeah, Scribble needs to calm herself down. As my friend Nellie would say, simmer down, girl, simmer down. Dee's laughing at that one. Scribble needs a nap. Either that or Line needs a cup of coffee. You know, we could say Scribble needs a nap, but we could say Line needs a cup of coffee. Who knows? Yep. Angie says she's Scribble. Just on your paper that you did, are you Scribble or are you Line? Wonder what you think of yourself as. Sometimes I'm Scribble. Most times I'm Scribble. Bob is very Line. Very through the path. Me, I'm kind of, yeah, Ricochet Rabbit and I are good friends. It was a good book. Good book. I love the simplicity of this, and I think I know that several of you have been talking last night about interested in writing their own books, and it's been kind of a theme. Angie's mentioned it, other people. I think one of the things that happens sometimes is we might get caught up in how complex the story has to be, or my story is not complex enough. It doesn't have to be. If the theme that you have, if the line through it is clear in your head, it can be very simple. If you ask a 6-year-old how they got from, I don't know, from getting out of bed to the breakfast table, there might not be a lot of detail in it. Some of them will have tons, but a lot of them will just say, I got out of bed and I went to the table. I got out of bed, I went pee, and then I went to the table. And there's not a lot of details in between, and the essential details were there. You know, they didn't talk about, I opened my eyes and I stretched and I threw back the covers and I wiggled my toes and I turned to the left and I put my feet on the ground and then the floor was cold, so I sucked them back up again. Some of those times, it depends on the audience. And if we're writing essentially to a child, and when you think of books like this, that are appealing to our inner child, but they're the kind of books that would they appeal to the 3 to 6-year-old who's going to listen to them and who might want to listen to them again and again and again. And is it simplistic enough or at a length enough that the parent that has to read it again and again and again is willing to? Gotta take that into consideration. Sometimes there's only just so many minutes before bed, and you've got, okay, I can't read Grandfather's Story by Alan Say tonight because it takes a good 20 minutes to half an hour to read that book, and there's a lot of text on each page, and that's not the kind of book necessarily that a 5-year-old is going to sit for. But this is the kind they can, and that will oftentimes spark their imagination in so many ways. So as you're thinking about that story that you want to tell or that's coming to you, think about that. Think about who's your audience, how simplistic it needs to be, or how you can simplify it to the essential elements. Another part of this, what I'll do one night is to show you an example of that. I have what's called an F&G, called a folded and gathered, of a book that, so folded and gathered is what the book looks like laid out on a large, wrong. Hit the wrong number. So if I was to take a piece of paper, let me try this. Okay. So if I was to pretend that this was a full book, there's a thing called a folded and gathered, that there's a way to fold this piece of paper so that you have 32 pages. So there's the first and the second, and it folds in such a way, and it's basically a storyboard of the book and how it would go together. I have one of those of Gerald McDermott's book, The Raven, and I'll show it to you one night. Because it's a real interesting example. I don't know if they still use F&Gs, but it's a really essential way of how a lot of picture book writers and illustrators put together their storyboard in their books, of the way the book is going to flow. Because how many words are on each page and where the picture is makes a difference. But those are the things that we as adults look at, put the books together, but when it comes down to who's going to listen to it, does it have enough that just this little bit keeps the attention of the child? Now there's a book out there called The Book with No Pictures. You might know it. You would think it would not be a big seller because it doesn't have any pictures in it. It's hilarious, and I had to read it so many times. It was one of the #1 requested when it came out. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And yeah, it's I think I have it on reserve for the library to share with you one night. But I have to be I think I have to have had at least 2 glasses of wine before I read that one to you, because you're adults and you'll just die laughing. Anyway, that's the way it is. Oh my goodness. Simmer down now. Simmer down now. Okay. So, Mike's line. Angie says she's Scribble, and Mike is line. Most times I'm loopy. Oh, Dee, I'm glad you love this one. And Angie, yes, she has so many book ideas, and it's one of those things to simply to start writing them down. Just start making lists of ideas and have a little journal that is a book idea. You can even make your own little journal. Just staple some papers together. It doesn't have to be fancy. And those little things I mentioned. Helen Lester, we haven't done one of her books yet. We did picture a book that somebody illustrated for her. But Helen was, you were very straight growing up and you grew out of it. Good. I'm a scribble with a touch of line. I love it. I live with and conquer chronic pain because kids deal with it too, but they're never really taught how to deal with it since they're young. Yes, there's some really amazing books out there on those type of things. And what you have, there's also some amazing chapter books that really that I've read to kids that have opened up their eyes to different kinds of things that they really didn't expect. It's pretty amazing. Oh, you stepped on a Lego? Ow. Growing up, you feared everything. I was a sheep. No more. Am a ram. Kind ram. Go, Angie. Virtual hug. Oh, your Isis had arthritis. I'm so sorry, Dee. That's just rough. F and G. I'm an F and G. You're a folded and gathered. Oh, that's funny. It's I've as many years as I've taught, I've taught with a lot of kids who were in pain or in wheelchairs or didn't speak or didn't have a lot of things, but gosh, what the level of life that they brought to what they had was pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Yeah, it's those are some kids that I remember very fondly. Yeah, amazing. F and G's. And she says, I like to write from, but afraid you have more important story to tell to protect others out there. It's a way of what can be brought from the story and added to it. And in your part of the story that you have to tell is always important. It's kind of sometimes how it's brought in. I'm going to share a book one night this week called Each Kindness by Jacqueline Woodson. I just got to go pick it up at the library. Really impactful book. And it never quite solves the issue for the child at the end, and leaves an open-ended question. But it was one of the most powerful books I ever read to children because it made them ask, what do you mean she doesn't know the answer? What do you mean it doesn't tell us the answer to this? And it was, yeah. You think they're adults? Yeah. Yes, kids really do. You'd be surprised. It'd be just amazing to understand, and how the kids that work with them and are part of their crowd, their tribe, they are pretty amazing to see how they exist together. Oh, thank you. Good job. All right, so that was this story for tonight, Line and Scribble, about They had a, spirited conversation about imagination, friendship, and how art reveals how unique perspectives can come together, celebrate their strengths, and create delightfully unexpected results. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to put in here oops, wrong keyboard. Dang. I have my iPad in front of me with a keyboard, and I keep reaching out to type into that to send you guys a comment, and I've got the wrong keyboard. So in here, right keyboard. Now I'm just going to try it again. If you guys can send me your pictures, remember the picture of the one with just the lines, and then after you've colored it. Okay. I would love it, because tomorrow night I'm going to take those and use them about Mondrian and some other things, some art, more stuff, just interesting stuff. It'll be fun. Yay! Tomorrow's Saturday, right? Oh, I hope you guys were watching, get to go back and watch part of the opening ceremonies. It was pretty interesting, pretty cool to see some of the clothes and everything. It was neat to see everybody cheering and yaying, and some pretty spectacular creativity in that opening ceremony. So it always is. It always is. Okay, I think I don't have nattered on. Nope. Everything. Got that done. Oh my gosh. So tomorrow night will be show number 80. Oh, that was what I was going to say. I meant to get everybody's stuff mailed out today. Big fail. But I have it all ready. I have my mailing tubes. I have my books, envelopes, and all that stuff. Give myself grace, and I know you guys will. Give me grace. That's what we do. That's what friends do. We give each other grace. Woohoo, show 80. Yes. Oh, Donna, yay. We did a drawing thing at the beginning. So yeah, tomorrow night will be fun to come and see. I'm going to go have dinner. I didn't have dinner beforehand. Bob's making something wonderful. Oh, Joanne, I had on the 75th show, I had a giveaway, and some people won. A couple people, I did 4 giveaways, and 2 prints, people chose prints, and 2 of my books went out. So, yeah, I'm not that far away from doing 100, so at 100, I'm gonna have to come up with a whole bunch of more giveaways. I gotta actually plan it. Not plan it as in going off in space, but plan it. Oh, yes. That's me. Yeah. Well, you did. But well, you'll make another one. So that's it, everybody, you guys. Back to this little... I'll do this one more time for us, because it's Bambi time. Oops. So Friday, it was Friday, and I hit the button wrong so many times. And that's okay. That's just dandy. You guys, you mean a whole lot to me. It's been, despite the fact I didn't get some stuff done today, I got to be with you guys. My good friend Barb called me, and we hadn't had a chance to talk in a long time, so she called me, and we chatted. So those have been some good things, and I got my new toys from Brian, and we'll see how those go, what happens with those. But I got, blessings. what was supposed to get done got done. And the best part of it is that I got to spend some time with you guys. And I just absolutely love that. So we're going to dance this party out tonight. And as you're dancing, make sure, go check yourself out in the mirror, because that's where the beauty hidden in plain sight is, right looking back at you. And then keep looking for it everywhere. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for being here.
In the heat of the night,